And good night here from the Bird Cage as your Robert C. Byrd Eagles take on the #1 ranked Fairmont Senior Polar Bears. Joining me tonight is David Oliverio for this massive AAA contest between these two top 10 teams. How are you feeling tonight, David?
I'm feeling pretty good, Steve. Feeling pretty good. We've got a girls basketball tonight in the Bird Cage. Mm-hmm. We're up top in the Eagle's Nest, as I'm calling it. I know you are, too. Yep. I don't know if they call it the Eagle's Nest here. They should.
They should call it the David Oliverio's Eagle's Nest.
That's
I'm going to put
right.
plaque right there on the side.
I'm telling you, and I'm not donating any money either. I want that comped.
Yep.
Hey, listen, we've got a really good game tonight. I think it's going to be fun. I haven't seen Fairmont Senior play, but I've heard the rumors, Steve.
Yep.
I've heard how good they are. Someone just came up and said they might have the 5 best players in the state of West Virginia on their starting lineup.
Oh, my. I think that you could argue that. I'll tell you the two, though, you really have to look out for are the returning West Virginia State Player of the Year, Marley Rashinitz. She scored 30 points, had 16 rebounds, and 7 steals to lead them to victory over, just stat stuffing. And that was against North Marion, the #2 team in the state. So it wasn't like she was just adding things to teams that couldn't fight back. She was doing it against the best competition.
Hey, but remember, Robert C. Byrd beat North Marion here.
There's only 2 teams in the state that have beaten North Marion, Robert C. Byrd and Fairmont Senior, and they will play tonight. The other one, and she's getting some Division I offers. She's getting, I believe she's got an offer from Pitt and an offer from Youngstown State. So obviously, any time anyone can go to Division I, you have to be an incredible player. Absolutely. And speaking of that, they have 2 of them. That makes it even twice as hard because they got Meredith Mayer, their center, who had 17 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 blocks in that win over North Marion, and she's going to Marshall. So
the last 2 times I saw 2 Division I girls basketball players on a West Virginia team was a little-known school out of Charleston, West Virginia. It was Capital High School, I remember.
Yeah.
Had some pretty good girls there that ended up winning national titles out of Tennessee and UConn, I believe.
It's kind of interesting because you talk about, Rashin, it's being the state player of the year because it's called the Mary O Award, who was from Parkersburg, but she went to Tennessee, and she was really the one to start the whole dynasty there, her and Pat Summitt. But, so tonight, though, RCB, though coming off a good week, they went 3-1. They won their first 3. They beat Lewis County. We were here for that tight contest, but very big sectional win against the defending sectional champions. Grafton was a grinded-out affair, and Grafton gave everything it got for RCB. And then, of course, a big win over Preston County. The first time in 6 years RCB beat the Knights 47-45 in overtime. Howe hitting a 3 with less than 10 seconds to go to send it overtime, and Karatz getting the only basket to win that one.
Wow.
So that was a big win for RCB. But they couldn't keep the streak going because they did lose their last game to St. Albans High School, 57-50 on Saturday. Before we get to the game, though, I do want to, because saying Dragons, because it was St. we just actually had some Dragons here, the Cameron Dragons, who came down here for the JV game because we had an opening, and we really appreciate them making that trip because obviously anytime these young ladies can get on the court and play, that helps everybody. So coming all the way down here from Marshall County, right?
Yeah, from the southern tip of Marshall. Now, I went to Notre Dame High School, and we played Cameron. Let me tell you, that is a tough bus ride. So thank you, ladies. Thank you to the administration of Cameron High School that sent those young ladies and staff down here to Robert C. Byrd to play in that game because they didn't have to.
No, they did not.
They chose to play, and thank you so much for doing that.
Absolutely. Just wanted to give them that shout out. But like I said, now in the game on Saturday, Avery Childers had 21 of the 50 points for the RCB in that 57-50 loss. Got 8 from Howe. The other games, though, it's interesting because during the Preston County game, it was more evenly distributed as Childers had 11, Howe had 11, Sturm and Karatz had 8, and Olivia Lowther had 6. And I'll tell you, when it comes to Martina Howe, she is shooting over 40% from 3 right now. You do that, that's elite level shooting. If you're over 40, that's something that
that's Steph Curry level right there.
Yeah, so what you're trying – so, obviously, if RCB is going to try to pull the upset tonight, she's going to definitely need to get her shots in, and when she gets her open look, she's going to have to drain them like she's been able to do this year.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to be a fun one, Steve. We're in for a fun night.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to step away here and go down to court side for the national anthem and the introduction of our starters.
Ryan Samir.
And we're back as we're getting ready for the tip-off. Kind of a contrast here. 5 seniors starting for Fairmont Senior and no seniors starting for Robert C. Byrd. So obviously just a little bit of a advantage there in that category of experience. But RCB is just going to have to go out there and use their youthful vigor. Now the one thing you can say that maybe could be something that RCB could take advantage of. The Polar Bears did commit 24 turnovers in that game against North Marion. So North Marion was able to turn them over. The downside was they turned over North Marion 29 times in that game. So RCB could try to get those 24, but, try to keep it under 29, I would say. Let's try to keep the one number and then keep the other number low. Okay. Winning the tip there are the Polar Bears, and they'll come down. Emily Starn with the ball, gets it over to Lainey Beresford, gets it to Mayer. Nice job by Childers there getting the tip. It looks like even off of a turnover here, comes the Polar Bears with full court pressure.
Yeah, they're athletic enough to be able to do that and experienced enough, like we said, high-level talent here, and that's what you get when even off of a turnover you can pressure immediately.
Absolutely. Looks like they're in the man-to-man here, trying to put pressure, obviously, on RCB.
Tenacious defense. You got to screen the ball, Steve. You got to screen the ball here.
Yep. As Lowther is being pestered in the corner. Here comes Howe to the baseline. She's hemmed in, tries to get back out to Karatz, and Howe will end up getting it back, gets it out to Childers, as Childers tries to take on as good defense by the State Player of the Year, Washington. Takes it out here. Here comes Howe getting hounded. Nice try there on the backdoor cut. Now, that was a good look because when you overplay like that, that's what you open up is things like backdoor cuts like that.
That's exactly what you want. But, man, this defense is tenacious.
Because even then, you still couldn't fit it in there.
This is crazy defense. I love it.
Yep. Here comes Lowther. Lowther being picked up by Stern as she gets it poked away, but gets it to Howe. Howe gets it to, and Karatz will get it, but she can't quite put it down. And here comes Meredith Mayer, the Marshall commit, coming to the forefront. Gives it over to Emily Starn as she will set up the offense. But, yeah, I mean, you can just see already
Bird's sticking in about a 2-3 here.
Yep.
Probably a good decision. Yep. I don't know if they match up well man-to-man.
Nice cross-court pass. Starn with the open look. And Childers will get it. The one thing there is make sure that as soon as you get that rebound, look for your outlet quickly because they're going to reach in and try to take it away from you. So you got to get it out of your hands.
Take it up the floor.
Oh, here comes Lowther. Gets it poked away, but she finds it, gets it over to Howe. Howe gets it to Karatz. Karatz just a little short on the shot. And here comes Mayer. And here comes Laney the other way. Laney takes it in. She'll be fouled and one. And that foul will be.
That's a strong finish.
Yeah, I better say. She definitely went through the contact. And it was on
it's gonna be on Jaden
Sturm.
Yeah.
Yeah. His hands were backwards. So for a second, I was like, wait, 23? 32.
Sturm did all she could there, but I'll tell you what, at this point in the game, you really just want to let that go.
Yeah, very
Give her the layup.
Yeah.
Fight for another day.
Because, against a team like this, you definitely want to have your top 5 out there as much as possible. The last thing you want is to have to go to your bench early because of foul trouble. Jaden Stern will get it. She's looking to get over the timeline. That'll be knocked away by Marley Washinitz, but it'll stay right here. And I'll say this. I really like the way Stern plays. She just does everything well and kind of takes RCB and is kind of the glue player that helps RCB do jack of all trades, that
She's an outstanding. She doesn't get on the stat sheet all that much. We saw her sister last year. We saw how good of a shooter that she was. But Jaden does the little things that you really
nice pass. Speaking of which, a nice pass there to Childers. Childers put it up. Oh, she just can't finish it, though. And here comes as Meredith Mayer will take it down and give it to Emily. Three-pointer for Laney just off the mark. And RCB will collect the rebound, go the other way. Here comes Karatz. Karatz gets it to Howe. Howe gets over the timeline, gets it back up top to Stern. Stern looking, gets it to Childers. Childers reaches out and gets her paw on it and holds it in. Tries to get to Sturm there. Sturm gets it over to Karatz. Karatz on the baseline, just a little bit short. And
Karatz starting out 0 for 3, and they're going to call her for a
foul there as she tried to. It was one of those where she went for it, and then she started to go up the floor, and then she realized that the ball was coming out, and then at the last minute she just kind of reached in there, unfortunately, and
That's a bit of you see that with a lot of frustration. She's frustrated right now, but those shots are going to fall. You just got to gather yourself a little bit more pre-shot.
Yep. Here comes RCB, like I said, staying in that 2-3 zone as there goes Laney will have it. Laney gets it to Reagan. Reagan gets it to, and here comes the State Player of the Year.
Lefty.
A little lefty action there. Off the mark, though, and nice rebound by Childers.
Tough to guard if she's playing left-handed. Ooh.
Yep. Just that added element that makes it that much harder.
Yes, it does.
Here comes Howe. Howe picks up her dribble, so she needs some help. Nice. Childers. Yes, and Childers will go down, and that will cut it to 3-2. Nice job looking off there because Lowther was open, but then with the look, just got that Polar Bear move just enough that give her that opening to put it in. Oh, nice pass there by the Polar Bear. Blocked, though, by Sturm. But there is Meredith Mayer picking up the pieces and getting a 2 and giving the Polar Bears the 5-2 lead with just under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. As Lowther takes it over the timeline, she pulls up. She's off, but here comes Childers. Childers will put it up and in.
We count that as an assist, Steve.
Yep.
That's an assist.
She went in and she forced the person out, and so that opened it up for Childers. Yeah, absolutely.
That's an assist. That's what I would have called it.
Yep. Assist there. There's a baseline jumper off there, and here comes Mayer. Mayer kicks it out, and that's blocked by Howe. And then it looks like we're going to get a foul here on the Polar Bears. This will be their first of the game, and that is on number 10, Reagan Blasher, the senior. I just don't even have to say senior because if I say a name and it's a Polar Bear, it's a senior. So
it's a senior. See the replay here. Just kind of hits her right on the head. Tough foul, but it is a foul.
Yep. I mean, they've been calling that both ways. Here comes Sturm the other way. Sturm looks. Unfortunately, Lowther had not quite established herself in the front court, so it wasn't over the back. That's the correct call.
Definitely had not. We'll do a replay here.
Yeah. It was close, but it's one of those things you have to actually establish yourself. So even if you jump and you catch the ball and then land in the front court, that's not good enough. You have to.
She actually had, as the replay showed, she actually had her left foot on the correct side of the court. But you really have to, with one referee standing right, you've got to be established. Yeah. Here comes nice play there by Childers. She gets the turnover and gets it out to Karatz. Karatz back to Childers, and she'll take it up. Both teams getting into the passing lanes.
Yep. Here goes Jaden. Sturm gets it to Lowther. Back out to Sturm. Gets it over to Howe. Howe guarded closely there. Gets it over to Childers. As RCB will run their offense against this man-to-man. Looks like they're looking for some screens here. Here comes Childers for 3. Just off the back iron. No good. And that's Marley Washinitz cleaning the boards there, taking it the other way. As the lefty, a little bit behind the back there, gets it out to Reagan. Reagan gets it to Washinitz. Washinitz for 3, and she buries that one. And you can see why she is.
Can't give her that amount of room.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with the outlet there. She didn't even need one. She got the rebound, boom, was off to the races.
Yep.
But she was controlled when she did it. Very impressive.
Yep. Nice. Gets to Childers. Childers goes in, blocked by Washinitz, and it's off of Childers, and it'll go the other way. Or are they calling a foul? Or no? Yeah, they're calling a foul. They're saying that that she came over the top of her, and that's what caused the ball to go out of bounds. That's the first on Childers. Speaking of which, no, Childers isn't coming off. I thought she was, but Sturm and Karatz are coming out, and as Haller and Kyla are coming in, Kyla Sutherland. So staying in that 2-3 zone, though. Looks like Howe's coming out there like to almost make it a 3-2 at times, depending on. Nice job getting the pass there. Good defense there, and the turnover goes to Lowther. Lowther will take it the other way as RCB will try to cut into this 4-point lead. Gets it to Howe. Howe gets it to Lowther. Gets over to Sutherland. Sutherland looks, gets it to Childers. Childers is going to try to go there as gets it over to Howe. Howe is in the corner. She's being held up by Washinitz, and that will be knocked away by Emily Starr as Howe tries to pass that to louder, and it just can't quite get through.
You know, she got caught up on that baseline. And for our young viewers out there, when you get caught on the baseline and you've picked up your dribble, you don't have one defender anymore. You have 3 defenders because you've got both the end line and the sideline and a defender.
Yeah. As RCB still down 4. Nice pass to Childers, and Childers will put up with the left hand as she is so far has scored all 6 of the points and has pulled the Eagles back within 2 with 1 minute to go here in this first quarter.
Good look on that out-of-bounds play.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep.
Good movement. I like to see it.
Yep. As here comes, I was about to say, she makes that. Because she was like completely out of control, and I'm like, oh, come on.
Come on, that's not fair.
But she did miss that. But unfortunately, the Polar Bears will retain possession off the as Cameron Morgan coming in, a junior. So very unusual.
Hey, shout out to Wes Brown, who's here today, runs Gorilla Strength and Fitness.
Yeah.
I think that's out of Fairmont, isn't it?
I think it is.
Brown.
And here comes Meredith Mayer. She shoots the layup, but she can't make it go. But Washinitz gets it out, takes it out, uses her lefty dribble, tries to get it to Cameron Morgan, but good defense there by the Eagles, and that will be another turnover with 35 seconds to go. RCB down 2, looking to maybe tie or take the lead going into the next half. Hey! Nice play by Howler. Does a great job of posting up right there and just going straight up with it. Washinitz wide open, and she will bury it. If there's one thing RCB cannot do is lose her in transition.
The crowd, won't it?
Yep. As that will give the Polar Bears a 3-point lead with 8 seconds to go. Gets it to Childers. Childers goes up, and she will be fouled with 4 seconds to go, but she'll get a chance to cut into this 3-point lead.
Good ball movement and great pass there for Sutherland to be able to see that, get the ball to Childers. Childers goes up strong, gets the foul.
Sutherland just does such a great job of all of the things, but her intensity has always been so such a big in and out though.
You know what we saw on that play that I hadn't. I love her intensity.
Yeah,
but she hasn't ran with her head up.
Yeah,
that play she ran with her head up.
Yep. As a sophomore, has a big future here at RCB.
I think so.
Yep.
I think she's going to be a very good player.
And unfortunately, Childers will miss both as they come the other way. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and it's just off the mark. And we will take a break as it is a Polar Bears 11, RCB 8. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network.
Harrison County Schools has a long-standing tradition of providing outstanding educational opportunities for its students. Comprised of 24 schools, our district serves the needs of pre-K through 12th grade students throughout Harrison County. Providing a safe, supportive learning environment for all, we offer a well-planned, comprehensive curriculum designed to meet the needs of every student at every grade level. The elementary curriculum emphasizes core subjects augmented by music, art, health, integrated technology offerings, and physical education. Middle school students are introduced to programs, career counseling, and coursework that will help them make the transition to high school. Our high schools offer a broad and challenging curriculum to meet diversified needs and prepare our students for future careers or post-secondary education. Advanced placement honors, as well as dual credit partnerships, are available through local universities. Healthy Grand Families is a free initiative to provide information and resources to grandparents who are raising grandchildren. Healthy Grand Families is a partnership with Harrison County Schools, Family Services of Harrison County, and United Way. Harrison County Schools, where all are leaders and all are learners.
2, 1.
And we're back as RCB goes into the second quarter down 3, but doing some really good things against this Polar Bears team so far.
No, I like the ball movement. We've really shown that we can get open shots. Key is we're going to have to start hitting those shots because Fairmont Senior is going to hit their shots.
Yeah. I mean, so far the leading scorer is Marley Washinitz, who basically, who's basically she's had 2 open looks and she's buried them both. It's one of those things where if there's one thing RCB, they have to make sure that they contest every shot and don't give her room.
And her open looks are very different than everybody else's open looks. You've got to be up in her grill for her to be actually guarded.
Yep,
she's that talented.
Yep. Here comes Polar Bears the other way as Blasher will get it down low to Mayer. Mayer kicks it out to Starn. Starn will shoot off the back iron, but there is Washinitz getting the rebound, and she'll take it out and reset the offense. I love the 2-3 zone, but the one thing is sometimes it can have some issues getting rebounds out of it, and it showed it there as the Polar Bears able to have been able to get some offensive rebounds out of there. Here comes Starn, though. Starn will take it in, gets it back to Washinitz, step back off the back iron, and, the one thing, okay, and now, unfortunately, that'll be off of Childers here, but the one good thing there is you made her go off her spot. Every great shooter, you probably you cut their shooting percentage over half if you make them get off their spot and shoot again.
Absolutely.
So that was a good job by Eagles there. As Starn will take it at the top and gets it to Washinitz. Washinitz will look there, gets it to Reagan. Reagan will miss, but there's Meredith Mayer with the rebound and the putback. Woo. RCB is just going to have to find a way to get those rebounds because they had 3 chances to end that possession, and unfortunately would not even get any of them. As here comes Sturm. Sturm gets it to Howe. Howe will try to get over the timeline. She does, but she's about to get doubled, and that ball will be off. Well, as Childers tried to save it, but it'll go to Meredith Mayer. Meredith Mayer gets it over to Starn, and Starn will take it over, gets it to Reagan. Reagan gets it to the corner. So here comes Washinitz in the high post. She'll take it down and just right to the basket and silky smooth. And
that's pretty good.
Yeah, as we have a time, we're going to take a timeout here as RCB is taking a 30-second timeout. We'll be back.
Three, two.
And we're back as Robert C. Bird down 7. Coach Shields taking a timeout. If you're Coach Shields, what are you telling your team there, David?
We're going to have to crash the boards. We are going to have to start grabbing our girl, putting a hand on the hip, feeling where she's going, and boxing her out and doing it with a little bit of violence here,
Yep.
Stephen. What I mean by that is basketball may not be football a collision sport, but basketball is a contact sport.
It is.
You need to get your hip into the person that you're trying to box out. You got to get it deep into her hip, push her off her mark.
Yep. As the Eagles will take the ball over as gets over the timeline. Lowther gets it to Sturm. Sturm gets it to Childers. Childers will survey the defense here as she gets a pick there from Karatz. Gets over to Howe. Howe tries to take it, but she's blocked off by Mayer. Mayer gets it over. Howe gets it over to Lowther. Lowther will take it in. Gets over to Karatz. Karatz will pump fake. Good move there, and that'll be her first 2 of the night.
Great move, young lady.
Yep, she saw that the defender was out of balance.
How
used
quickly they are back. Steve.
Yep, and here comes the other way as Reagan tried to put it in, couldn't. But here comes Washinitz again with the offensive rebound, and they will reset. Even before I could talk about this great job with the pump fake there, and boom.
That's the mark of a well-coached team.
As here comes Meredith Murr down the post. That's short, and they'll go to Lowther. Lowther gets it to Sturm, who gets it back to Lowther, and they'll take it the other way. RCB trying to cut into this 5-point lead with about 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Gets it to Childers. Childers will take it over the time. Take it to the top of the key. Gets it over to Karatz. Karatz will get it back to Childers down low.
Look.
And that's a good look and good move by Childers there in the post. As she gets 2 more, it gets her 8 for the game.
Childers trying to prove that, hey, they got some good girls. You know what? I'm good too.
Yep.
I can play this game.
Yep. Childers is showing up really well tonight against 2 of the better players in the state in Mayer and Washinitz. As the Polar Bears take it the other way, as Starn gets it in the wing, she will shoot double clutches off, and that's off of Washinitz, and that will go back as RCB will get a chance to cut into this 3-point lead. Haley Harris, the junior, will come in for the Polar Bears as they go to their bench a little bit. But RCB has a chance here with 4:22 to go. 3-point game. It's still anyone's ball game.
Man-to-man, 90 feet.
Yep.
This is old Press Virginia right here.
Gets it into Lowther. Lowther gets it to Karatz. Karatz will try to take it up the court. Ooh. but there's Meredith Mayer with a nice steal, and she'll take it the other way, and she'll put it up and in, and that will be her 6-point, and that will give the Polar Bears a 5-point lead. RCB is going to have to find a way to deal with this intense press defense because they're not going away.
No, and what they have to do is they have to compose themselves a little bit, Steve. They're making passes that aren't really there because they're normally there.
Yeah. As here comes the Polar Bears the other way as they
kickball.
Goes off of Lowther's foot, does not call a kickball. Then they try to feed it to the post to Washenitz, but that goes too far. Gets it as here comes Beresford. She'll shoot off the back end.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, that's no, sir. Disagree. Absolutely disagree on that one, Steve. I'm sorry. That is a textbook jump ball.
Yep.
And let me tell you something. We're going to slow it down. Right, not here, right here. It is a jump ball. Absolutely not.
As the first shot is up, and she'll put it in. That will give her 9 for the game so far for Washenitz. As Haller will come back in to give Karatz a break, and Sutherland will come in to give Sturm a break. As here comes the second shot, the lefty will spin it, puts it up, and it's good as well. And that will give her 10 for the game. She's the first participant to get to double digits and puts the Polar Bear lead to 7. As Lowther gets it to Childers, does a nice play there, a nice look there. Saw that the defender wasn't looking at the ball, so she just threw it over the top.
I didn't know what was going to happen with that pass. It looked a little dangerous, but it was very well.
And there's Washenitz with the corner 3. She gets a little bit of room, and boom, it's in the back of the net.
Jeez, we're talking about the last play, and they've moved on.
Yep. Ooh. As that'll be a foul on her, as that will be on Kyla, as that'll be on Washenitz as she fouls Kyla Sutherland there as a violence of 11 on 11, right?
I'll tell you, from what we were told prior to the game is that, Fairmont Senior does not sub very well.
Yep.
So I'm anxious to see. We just got a sub here. Is that the first of the game? I honestly haven't.
They've had a couple, but it's been like they come in for like a minute or two, and then they're back out. Yeah, it's just like give a girl a break, and then it's back out there.
Of course, with any of these talented young ladies, we'd like to see them get into some foul trouble. Oh, that's a quick
jump ball.
That's a quick jump ball, Sarah. You didn't call it down there, did you?
Yep. Technically, I think it was a different ref actually. Because it's that guy that called the foul, and that guy called the jump ball. So it's actually 2 different refs.
I don't disagree that that's a jump ball.
Yep.
However, if it's a jump ball there, then it's a jump ball down low too. So let's get a little bit more consistent now, fellas.
Yep. As the Polar Bears with the 8-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half, as Washenitz will take it, will give it over to Starn. Starn will take it, and they're going to call a foul there.
That's a foul.
Yeah, it was.
And it's a foul. I'm not going to do the replay here, but it is a foul because Sutherland.
Howler.
They called it on Howler?
They called it on Howler.
Oh, I would have called that on Sutherland because Sutherland actually had her left hand holding the back of number 4 here, whose name
Emily
is
Starn.
Emily Starn. I don't think I would have called it on there. I would have called it on Sutherland.
Yeah. As Starn will get her chance to get into the score sheet as the first one is up and too long, no good. So 2:25, key point in the game, though. If you're RCB, you're down 8. So obviously it could go 2 ways. If the Polar Bears push this out, you could already start seeing them maybe try to salt this way early. On the other hand, if RCB can make a run here and cut it down, you have a brand new ball game next half.
You truly need to keep this 6 points probably is what you need to keep it at.
Yep.
Anything above 10 puts you in a lot of danger for the second half.
Yep. Well, and the other part of it is like when you're dealing with a team of this caliber, and she'll make the second one push the lead to 9, is that, it's like they always say about those great runners or horses, that if you let them get too far ahead, it's over.
That's right.
You got to keep them in sight if you're ever going to beat them.
Absolutely. 100% right.
Yeah. Here comes the
good presser
breaker to Howe. Howe tries to get it, and that's off of Childers as Reagan Blasher there with the defense. As the Polar Bears will come the other way, as here comes Marley Washenitz looking over for the play with just about 2 minutes to go in the first half. Key defensive possession for the Eagles. They could really use a stop here as that will be Clara Hager, the junior who has just gotten in the game. She has it. That gives it to Washinitz, gets it down to Meredith Mayer, who's double teamed. And they're going to call a jump ball, and
that's a foul. Let's look at the replay because I have replay.
Jaden Sturm gets the jump ball.
She clearly has her hand on her arm. Clearly.
Yeah.
Watch. Let's take a look here. Yeah. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm going to make fun of the referees. It's my job to do that. But you know what? We're happy that they're because there is a referee shortage.
Yep.
So if you've ever actually wanted to be a referee, now's probably the best time to do it.
Absolutely. Yep.
You're going to get all the games you need.
Yep. Here comes Karatz the other way. Gets it to Sturm. Sturm getting double teamed. She'll try to break through it, but unfortunately Washinitz will take it there as here she goes the other way one-on-one. And then, look at that spin move. But she can't make it, and Reagan, though, kicks it back out, and there she goes with the double clutch. Can't make that.
Just a
kicks
knack
it out
for getting
to Emily Starr, and Starr will miss that, and here comes Childers the other way with the rebound.
She just goes up and just fights for those rebounds.
I mean, at 5'10", but she just seems like she's so much bigger than everyone else.
That's right.
Oh, and that's poked away as here comes Starn the other way. Starn will look, and she will be fouled by Lowther there.
It's probably a good foul.
Yeah, I would say. She tried to do a little Euro step around her, but just didn't quite make it. But that's because she was fouled, and she will get 2 shots as a chance to push the Polar Bear lead to double digits here. First shot up and good, and that will put them in double digits, as now they will lead 24-14 with 1:10 to go here in the second quarter.
Hey, reminder to everybody watching, give us a like. Hit that red button. Give us a like if you're a Bird fan or you just want to watch Robert C. Bird Athletics. Subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out.
And she'll make both of them there. Now give her 3 points for the game, all from the free throw line, and give the Polar Bears an 11-point lead. Key possession here for Bird, as they really could use some points here and some momentum to go into halftime.
Really need at least a shot up. Steve.
Oh, as Washinitz just right, and she'll make it, and the foul. That will give her.
Well, that goes
15 for the game.
That goes to show you, Steve. If you're going to foul her, you better foul her.
Yep.
You better foul that girl because she's going to power through any of the weak stuff.
As she has 15 so far, and this will get a chance for 16 here from the free throw stripe. As she will make it, and the Polar Bears have doubled up Bird, 28-14 with about a minute to go here in the second quarter. Gets it to Sturm. Sturm will try to look as she will get it back to Lowther. Lowther looking for somebody, but that will be too high, and that will be taken by the Polar Bears. Here comes Starn. Starn gets it to Reagan, who couldn't quite make it go, as Lowther gets it over to Childers. Childers will try to take it up with 40 seconds to go, as RCV was able to get away with that one. And they're going to call a jump ball there, and it's going to go back to the Polar Bears with 35 seconds to go, as Meredith Mayer will come back in for the Polar Bears, and Cameron Morgan will take a seat, and Kyla Sutherland will come back in, probably for a little offense-defense here. Plus, also, I believe, Lowther has 2 fouls, so I think this is more of just to try to prevent her from possibly getting a third here, by putting Sutherland in, who only has 1 at this point. So with 28 seconds to go, looks like Polar Bear is going to hold for 1, which makes sense. You're up 14, that way, worst case scenario, you go into half up 14 here. As they're doing the Lewis County offense from back in the day.
The worst brand of basketball I have ever seen in my life. See, I disagree. I don't even like this. Just play the game.
Yep. As here comes Starn with about 4 seconds to go. She kicks it over as she shoots it off the back of the rim there as Reagan Blasher can't make it, and that will take us to halftime with the score of Fairmont Senior 28, RCB 14. We'll come back and see you after halftime. You're watching the Robert C. Bird Streaming Network.
Hello, and welcome to Harrison County, West Virginia. With a population of over 69,000, Harrison County is a thriving community with plenty of recreational opportunities, historical sites, and a booming economy. And with an ideal central location, Harrison County is within a 10-hour drive of 60% of the population of the United States, with relatively easy access to cities like New York City, Chicago, and Atlanta. Vital to the region is our North Central West Virginia Airport, which serves as an economic engine for the area, providing countless job opportunities to local residents and has an annual impact of over $1 billion. Whether you're here to visit or find a place to call home, there's plenty to discover in Harrison County.
There's something for everyone in Harrison County. Indian mounds, located near the Veterans Park, are thought to be burial mounds constructed by the Hopwellian culture prior to the year 1000 AD. During the Civil War, the county seat Clarksburg served as a military depot for the Union Army. General George B. McClellan held his headquarters here in 1861 until the Battle of Bull Run. The Clarksburg Downtown Historic District includes an extraordinary variety of architectural types and styles. The Courthouse Plaza displays the statue of Stonewall Jackson, a native son and legendary Confederate general, as well as the flagstaff from the battleship USS West Virginia, sunk at Pearl Harbor. Residents and visitors enjoy a wide variety of unique shops and dining options throughout Clarksburg's Downtown Historic District. Downtown Bridgeport, the shops at Averill Place. Meadowbrook Mall in Bridgeport attracts shoppers from across the region with stores of every size and specialty. Explore Harrison County today. Harrison County, West Virginia is made up of 10 family-friendly cities, each with a robust sense of community and culture. Our diverse housing mix includes new homes and established neighborhoods at various price points, as well as homes of character and tranquil lakeside settings. Carefully conceived mixed-use communities offer plans for a wide array of amenities that the entire family can enjoy. No matter what your age or lifestyle, there are options including independent and assisted living apartment communities that offer as much or as little care as you need. We warmly invite you to explore Harrison County, West Virginia, where your dream home awaits you. Harrison County offers services, opportunities, and activities for all ages. Farmers markets in Bridgeport and Clarksburg feature locally produced foods and live music provided by local musicians. Harrison County hosts several community festivals throughout the year celebrating unique cultures, marking the season or remembering the county's rich history. The county is also home to excellent healthcare services, from the United Hospital Center in Bridgeport and the Veterans Administration Hospital in Clarksburg to Fairmont General Hospital, Monongahela General Hospital, and Ruby Memorial Hospitals. The area's fire, police, and emergency medical first responders reach every hill and valley in the county to coordinate care for injured residents and threatened property. In addition, the community offers a number of senior citizen services and centers that provide everything from nutrition guidance and exercise classes to medical care. Discover an exceptional quality of life in Harrison County. Harrison County Parks and Recreation offers a variety of outdoor opportunities. Veterans Memorial Park in Clarksburg features a popular aquatic center with areas to swim and play. At approximately 12 miles, the Southern Rail Trail begins at Camden Street and ends at Custer Addition, while the 4-mile-long Northern Trail starts at the east end of Hamel Avenue and ends in Spelter. A fitness trail winds along the river for 1.5 miles. There are picnic shelters for large groups, lighted tennis courts, a skate park, a dog park, an 18-hole miniature golf course, and an amphitheater. In Bridgeport, the recreation complex features 4 baseball fields, a multi-purpose field for soccer, football, or lacrosse, a walking trail, basketball court, and large picnic shelter. The Harrison County Recreation Center offers interactive exhibits designed to inform, engage, and inspire. Built on a reclaimed coal strip mine, Pete Dye Golf Club provides players with many unique features that remind golfers of its past. Experience it all in Harrison County. Harrison County schools offer rigorous curriculum choices that challenge students at every level. The Harrison County School District is where all are leaders and all are learners, with 25 schools serving elementary, middle, and high school students throughout the area. For quality higher education in the area, local colleges include Pierpont Community and Technical College, Salem International University, and Fairmont State University. The Gaston Caperton Center at Fairmont State University is a focal point of higher education within the county, serving approximately 1,100 students weekly. The Robert C. Byrd National Aerospace Education Center, a component of the Fairmont State University and Pierpont Community and Technical College, offers associate and bachelor degree programs in aviation technology. The path to a strong education begins in Harrison County. Harrison County is continually welcoming new and exciting opportunities for economic growth. Located in Bridgeport, Meadowbrook Mall is a major source of traffic and revenue. Harrison County is served by the North Central West Virginia Airport, which offers convenient flights to Washington, D.C. and Chicago through United Airlines. West Virginia's Charles Point combines commercial, residential, and recreational areas into one master planned community. Adjacent to Charles Point is the state-of-the-art United Hospital Center, and nearby is White Oaks Business Community. This developed area of West Virginia's Interstate 79 is considered part of a high-tech corridor. Harrison's job growth has been heavily driven by the production of natural gas. Antero Resources in Bridgeport has been prominent in the exploration and production of natural gas and oil since 2002. The Harrison County Chamber of Commerce promotes a vibrant business climate by fostering business growth with its numerous members. Business and industries thrive in Harrison County. Anybody can live in a neighborhood, but not everyone gets to reside within a true community. Our vast array of community organizations not only provide opportunities to give back, get involved, and come together, they create a sense of pride for our city and continue to help forge the community our residents are proud to call home. Doing better by working together. Community starts here.
And we're back here after halftime as the score is the Polar Bears 28, Eagles 14. To say how we got here, it was a pretty solid first quarter for RCB as they were only down 11-8 at the end of the first. But then in the second quarter, the Polar Bears outscored us 17-6. And if the name Marley Washinitz isn't playing in the nightmares of some of these Eagles players after this first half, I don't know what's going to happen.
I might be saying that name for the rest of the week, Steve, as much as we're saying it right now. But I'll tell you what, she's great. They've got really good players, but I'm really impressed with their defensive prowess here. Yeah. They are causing more turnovers tonight than I've seen in any normal basketball game. Yeah. They are up pressing 90 feet, man-to-man after missed shots. Yep. That's unheard of in basketball. It just doesn't happen, but you can do that when you've got this type of talent on your team. Absolutely.
Coach Hines, who's been there and won a couple state titles, he knows what he has in this team. And so, as we got about a minute here until we start the second half here, as if you're RCB, though, if there's anything, what would you be telling your team if you're Coach Shields at halftime to try to turn this around and see if you can make a comeback here in the second half?
Right now, you're just going to have to keep your head up. We need to focus on getting the ball past midcourt and getting into our offense. Yep. That's kind of the big thing right now because we're turning the ball over way too much. Mm-hmm. We've got to get the ball past midcourt. And what Byrd tends to do, right? Yeah. They're going to trap as soon as you get past midcourt, and they're going to use that midcourt line as an extra defender. Yeah. We've got to stop stopping our dribble right past midcourt because that's when the trap's going to come. Yeah. We've got to keep our head up, find the passing lane because they're jumping that. Somebody's open. Yeah. Keep your head up, find the passing lane, and they'll be okay. If they can't do that, this could get ugly, Steve.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, these first few minutes are going to be very key. I mean, you can't, obviously down 14, you got to start chipping away almost immediately if you're going to have any chance. Obviously, this isn't rock and jock basketball, if you remember that. There's no 25-point basket that you can make or 50 points. So.
That would make basketball a lot more fun.
Yeah, have that one up in the rafters, and you just be like, you got the 25-point shot. There you go.
By the way, tonight's stream is brought to you by In-N-Out Tire and Bridgeport Express Care. Thank you all for being our title sponsors for the entire season, boys and girls basketball, so we appreciate all the help. I've been to In-N-Out Tire.
Okay.
I haven't been to Bridgeport Express Care, but I haven't lived in the area, so I'm sure they're great people.
Yep. I mean, you know, I've heard great things about In-N-Out Tire, and I know several people who've gone to Bridgeport Express Care and have talked about how great the service is over there, and we thank them for supporting our Eagles athletics. As we come out here for the second half, as we will be coming out with our starting five, and I believe the Polar Bears will be returning with their starting five of all seniors. So,
by the way, score update, West Virginia 44, Iowa State 30.
Good. Hopefully that will continue.
16 minutes left in the second half.
As RCB will start with the ball after all the jump balls. We had, 5 jump balls it seemed like at the end of the last few minutes.
And that's a testament to really both teams actually getting in and grabbing the basketball.
As Hal tries to get her first shot, and that will be blocked there as Rashinitz blocks that one. I mean, she hasn't been able to get, and I think it's because we talked about how she's a 40% shooter, and I think they've really been trying to make sure that she doesn't get her shot off, and so they're trying to push her off her, and they've been doing a good job with it. Childers has been the one person who's been able to, as she has 10 of the 14 points so far for RCB. And that's a turnover there for Olivia Lowther.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are just things that if you're trying to beat a team at this level, Steve, turnovers will hurt you so badly that it's just going to keep you out of the game. Talent-wise, the Eagles are talented.
Yes.
We know that. We've seen that. It's right now they're just trying to do maybe a little too much on the offensive end.
You build up this team in your head, and you think you got to be perfect, and then, you make mistakes. As here comes a foul as Lainey Beresford is going to the line for 2, as that will be on Childers. That will be her second. And there's one thing, if RCB is going to have any chance to come back, they cannot afford for Avery Childers to get into foul trouble.
That was a clean kick to the face mask.
As Beresford will get her 4th point, as she had a 3-point play in the first half. And the second one is up, and that'll be good, as that will give her 5 and push the Polar Bears lead to 30-14 with 7:12 here to go. They get into Karatz, but Karatz gets it to Starn. Starn puts it up, in, out, in.
Shooter's roll there,
Emily
Steve.
Starn, gets a 2, and that will give her 5 for the game. That's her first field goal. And Lowther just going a little too fast there, and she throws it out of bounds, and it'll go back the other way.
But like you said after the break, Steve, there's no 30-point shot.
Yeah.
The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step, right?
Yep,
we got to do it step by step.
Yep.
The Eagles are trying to do a little too much right now. Yep. Calm down, center yourself, and let's just get the ball past midcourt.
Yep. Almost got the turnover there, but Mayer will get it and puts it up and will be fouled here as Meredith Mayer, the marshal for future Thundering Herd, will go to the line.
The Herd.
Yep.
They still have the footprints on the court.
Oh, really?
For the longest shot in regulation of an NCAA game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a crazy shot. It's actually, I forget which side it is, but I think it's right underneath the block.
Yep.
Underneath the basket, there's 2 footprints. If you ever go down to Marshall, you'll see them. They're actually opposite of the big scoreboard. And it was just a heave, I think, right at the end of a game, threw it up and actually ended up making it.
Yep. As that'll push it out to 8 as another turnover here, as here comes Lainey Beresford, as she'll get 2, and that will give and now it's 36-14 as RCB is now down 22 here.
Just shows you how.
And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here. And we will take a timeout, as there will be a 30-second timeout. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back as RCB is down 22. But I'm joined here by a Robert C. Byrd legend, Carly Lawrence. Thank you for coming back here.
Legend is a stretch there.
Hey, if you're on this broadcast, you are now a legend.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, it's you and Corinne Todd. That's the group you're in right now. So that's an elite group.
That is. I know Corinne well, and she's a great ball player.
So have you been able to see I mean, I know you're here tonight, but is this the first game you've been into this year, or have you been able to go to other games?
So I've been to a few games here, all home games. I've seen them. This is the first time I've seen them down this big. I think the other games I came to were wins, some pretty close games. So it's been nice to get out and see them play this year. I just had my 10-year reunion last year, so I've been out a while.
Yeah. So, what do you remember from your time as an Eagle?
Well,
here?
I'll tell you what. Our first season, I think we won a record 8 games, right?
Okay, yeah.
So that wasn't very great. Then the next year we won 18 games and went to states, so that was pretty memorable time with us there.
As here comes Lowther the other way. Nice play by her to get that. Wanted to give a shout out to a current member, as we are here with a former member. So you've gotten to see a few games. So what have you taken away from the modern the game? How has the game really changed that much since you've been here? Or
I mean, they got a good squad here. I think Childers, she's a pretty good ball player. I like the way they play. They all play aggressive and play hard, and it's good to see some good basketball happening here again. So
yeah, I mean, RCB unfortunately had a bit of a down period. I'd say after 2015, I think was the last year we had winning season until it looks like. I mean, I think at this point, unless we lose every game, I think we'll have our first winning season in a while. So that's good to see.
Oh yeah.
So if you're going to talk to these girls, what would you tell them about to look forward to, or what to focus on during this time as you play?
Well, I think people say this a lot, but I think just have fun, relax, just get yourself set in the game and play the best you can and try not to let it get away from you. I think maybe this one they let them get away from in the first half, and it's going to be tough to come back from this one. But, yeah, I've seen them play some really good basketball this season, so I think they can come back from this. Yeah,
I mean, they are the only other team. These are the only two teams to beat North Marion this year, so they have played some good basketball, and they got some big games coming up. So so obviously you graduated from RCB. What have you been up to since graduation?
Well, like I said, I graduated almost 11 years ago now, which is scary to think about.
I got my 20th anniversary coming up. I can't believe it. I was like, it can't be 20. No.
I know. It's hard to believe it goes by fast.
Yeah.
But, I'm a mother of 2 boys now, so hopefully they'll be coming up to RCB here in the next 15 years or so.
Yeah. Got to continue the tradition, right?
Oh, for sure.
How with the nice drive there in the 2-pointer. But, yeah, so got a couple boys here. That's good. So you live in Clarksburg still, I guess?
Yeah, I actually this year moved from Bridgeport back to Clarksburg. So
there you go.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how you do it. Even if your kids even lived in Bridgeport, you just have to go out of area to RCB, right?
Yeah, I don't think my dad would let that happen.
Speaking of which, tell the people about who your father is, because he's got obviously an RCB Eagles, Lady Eagles connection as well.
Yeah, Randy Lawrence. He's probably what people would call a basketball legend. He graduated from RW and coached up here at Byrd for the girls for, maybe 9 or 10 years. Now he coaches at WI Boys, so still feeding up to RCB here.
Yeah, I would say, I've heard RCB, the WI Boys are really good this year.
They're great, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how about this? If you want to give the athletic director one one thing. Post the scores of the RWI games. I'd like to know how they're doing because I look at other scores. Now, most middle schools don't post, so, it is what it is. But, when you hear it's like, well, RWI is really good, and then you look at their site and you're like, they don't see any scores. It's like, well, are they good?
Yeah, they're pretty tough. They got some great talent, so that's something to look forward to coming up here.
I work with a guy who's actually the assistant coach at Bridgeport Middle School, the boys team, and so he was talking about obviously the big game coming up here. I guess that's this week is WI Bridgeport, and so
tomorrow night. Yeah.
So and so he's like, yeah, that's coming up because they haven't played yet this year, so that'll be big for Coach Lawrence and the. So if there's is there anything you would like to add for the girls or anything at this point, or? No,
just excited to see them play some more ball. Maybe they could make it to states this year and go down and see them compete down there.
I say the thing is, though, I mean, these are two regional teams, but in theory, if RCB can win the sectional, then they might avoid having to play them again until the state. So that's why we've always talked about how important it is to win that sectional so that you don't have to, you can kind of avoid Fairmont Senior as long as possible.
Avoid them as much as possible.
As much as possible. So
even when I was in high school, we usually tried to avoid them, but we did get some wins out against them, some pretty good wins.
Well, the last time I have us beating them is actually just January 16th, 2013. So that was the last time RCB has taken down the Polar Bears in basketball. So it has been a moment. It has been a minute. But, hey, it's streaks are made to be broken, right? So, maybe this year at some point, if maybe not tonight, but if they see each other in states, that maybe state championship game, that's when you break the streak, right?
Yeah,
that's the perfect time to break any streak. It's the state championship game. I think we could all agree on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
thank you guys
talking, for being up here as like I said, hopefully RCB can get some points here in this, and nice play though by Childers, as she gets it to the block. Great job there from her, as that she will cut the lead to, I guess, 17. Quietly, RCB's put a few baskets together, so that's good to see.
Yeah, maybe a little fourth quarter comeback.
Never say. Well, LL Cool J would say, don't call it a comeback.
That's right.
They've just been here, but I'll call it a comeback. As Washinitz, that's probably the first thing she's missed all game.
Yeah, she's a great player.
I mean, she's was it Pitt and Youngstown State both have offers out to her, so she's probably going to go to one of those two schools. I mean, that tells you what type of level you're talking about. I mean, that's major Division I right there. And
they have 3 girls playing college basketball.
The only two I know of is her and Mary. Sorry, not Mary Mayer. Sorry, there's a Meredith Mayer, and then of course we've known Mary Mayer for so long. It's just, so I knew when I saw that name, it's like I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say Mary Mayer at some point for that girl. Here comes Hal, but that will be blocked. But yeah, Meredith Mayer, who's signed to play for the Thundering Herd in Marshall. She's 23 down there.
Yeah.
I do like their uniforms though, the pink and the blue.
Very cool.
It really looks nice, like the way they accentuate each other's colors. Good color scheme. Hopefully these Polar Bears will go ice cold here and RCB can make a run.
Need to try to squeeze Martina Howe open a little bit.
I would say, yeah. She coming into this game, she was shooting over 40% from 3 on the year, so. Definitely gets this man-to-man zone. Try to get some. Speaking of which, there's her trying to use Sturm to screen for her, but good job for the Polar Bears. And there's Meredith Mayer taking the ball. She'll take it the other way, and she was intimidated by the size of Olivia Lowther there, and that's why she.
Hey, Olivia's scrappy.
She is absolutely. She plays soccer. I mean, I called the soccer games, and so I've seen her play soccer, and she's quite. So is Carly Karatz, who's just coming out of the game. She's
a
quite
lot of multi-sport athletes on this team.
Yeah. So here comes Lowther, gets it to Childers. Childers will put it nice. She is so good on the blocks.
She's great.
That's where she really makes her her money down there. Is she always is in control. That's what I've always liked about her. It's like, she doesn't rush the shot. She takes her time.
She squares up.
She squares up and then puts it in.
Yeah.
Too many people get that close and think, well, defense is coming. I got to go quick, and then they miss.
And
She doesn't.
Throw them up over their head and everything else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, she goes up strong. I like it.
Yep. Sturm there gets it to Haller. Haller looking cross court, but nice steal by Lainey Beresford, and that will key the Polar Bears the other way. As this, I'll tell you, relentless is the only word I can say for this Polar Bear defense. Relentless. They don't give you an inch. Looks like, are they going to hold for one here already with about a minute to go?
Left, yeah. Yeah, they've been pressing almost full court most of the
Maybe
game.
that's what. Maybe this is one of those things. Like, maybe we should take a break. Or girls might need a breather for a second. Thinking which actually, Washinitz is not in the game right now. I just realized that. So they're giving her a bit of a break with a 16-point lead. Obviously with a lot of games to go for both teams. RCB's got 3 games this week, and the Polar Bears have, let's see. They have another game. They have University coming up next. That's always going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
My dad went to University, so,
Haven't seen them play this year. So.
Yeah, they're usually pretty tough, but it depends on the year, though, and depends on the sport. As here comes with about 16 seconds to go, the Polar Bears will try to see if they can expand this 16-point lead. As here comes Meredith Mayer, the 3, no good, but rebound. And they're going to call a tie-up there, but that will give it to the Polar Bears. But that's not bad for the Eagles because that means early. And here comes Rashinitz. She's like, I haven't scored enough yet. I only have, 8, 10, 15, 13, 15, 16. I only have 16 points, so, Actually, to this point, I don't know if she's scored in this quarter. As here comes.
There may be one right there.
Nice inbounds play and a good give and go. And Lainey Beresford will get that. And that will give the Polar Bears an 18-point lead. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. And
thank you guys.
And it's always good to hear about when Eagles are being successful, beyond. And obviously the foundations of RCB really lead to successful futures. Thank you so much for sharing our time.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Okay. We'll be right back with the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back as Robert C. Byrd is down 18 going into the final stanza as that relentless pressure of the Polar Bears has continued to pulverize the Robert C. Byrd Eagles.
Yeah,
using my thesaurus there now.
That's really throwing out the words there, Eminem. What are you doing?
As RCB will gets it over to Howe. Howe will get it back out to Karatz. Karatz looking, gets it to Howe. Howe will be open for 3 and off the side of the rim.
That's the first open look I've seen in a very long time.
Yep. As here comes the other way. It might have even been a carry there because that was kind of a high dribble. And there comes another tie-up.
Great defense by Carly Karatz.
What is the West Virginia State record for tie-ups in a game?
I don't know if they keep track of that, but probably low.
Yep. Nice defense there by Sturm to deny that pass.
When I worked at Salem University, right, we were doing a baseball game, and they put in a pitcher, and the kid wasn't that good. He tried, but he wasn't that good. he hit, I think, 11 or 12 batters in a row.
Okay.
So I was looking on the NCAA website. I said, what's the record for hit batsmen in a game? They don't keep that record. So I'm going to sit by it. We set records that day.
Yep. Record-setting day. Maybe we're having record-setting night tonight with tie-ups. As RCB with a nice stop there gets it to Childers. Childers will try to work it, but Mayer was right there to stop her from turning. Gets it out to Lowther. Lowther gets it to Howe. Howe gets it down to Childers. Is once again guarded by Mayer. As gets it out to Sturm. Sturm will take it left-handed. There she goes, and just a little too strong, but it was a good move on her part. Got by Waschinitz, and she'll get the rebound and get fouled there.
I'm actually a little shocked that there wasn't a foul on the first shot.
I thought she was fouled.
She clearly got bumped there. What are you going to do, Steve? What are you going to do?
As that foul will be on Lainey Beresford. That'll be her second as as Sturm will go to the line, and she will score here. I believe that is her first point of the night.
It's been a rough go for the Eagles.
Yep. I mean, the thing, there's always the foul, and she'll make two, so that's great to see for her. The positive thing for the Eagles is so far you've kept a very potent offense down to 39 points in over 3 quarters.
Yes,
the problem
absolutely.
is you've only scored 23, and that's the thing about RCB is they might have one of the best defensive teams in the state, because you just look at how many teams are way below their scoring average when they play RCB. That can't be a coincidence. That's great defense, and you got to give Coach Shields credit for putting that defensive effort into this team. But at the same time, sometimes you do have these long scoring droughts, and that unfortunately hit a couple times tonight, and that's the difference in this game. As we're going to take a full timeout, so we'll take a full timeout. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back as Robert C. Byrd is down 16 with 6:14 to go to the Polar Bears, 39-23 as they come out of a timeout. First time out of the game for the Polar Bears because, they just need to hold possession there. But, RCB trying to chip away here, trying to get some momentum going in because they got 2 very huge sectional contests, and Waschinitz is open. And I think for a second there, the only reason I think she missed that was she was surprised at how open she got. I think she was a little shocked, like, wait, I'm this open? And then but fortunately for RCB, she missed it, and RCB will go back the other way. As here comes the Eagles back here as Howe will take it, and she will take it, give it back to Sturm. Sturm gives it over to Lowther. Lowther gets it to Sturm. I like the little 3-man thing. Nice pass to Karach.
Great job.
Yes, as Karach will get another basket.
Outstanding play.
Yep. I like that. Oh, nice job by Childers as Childers takes it the other way. And they're going to call a foul there on Meredith Mayer as Childers get a chance to, as that will be her.
Good jump on the ball there by Childers.
Yep, she anticipated very well there, and that was huge for the Eagles. As up down 14. See if we can get a couple free throws here. 5:45. Unfortunately, she misses the first. 5:45 though. You're getting around 10 points. The game's not over.
No.
If you hit a couple shots here, you can be right back in this. So RCB just needs to keep this intensity up that they've been playing with.
I like the full court press. It's a good way to mix it up.
As unfortunately that she will miss both of them there. As and here comes the Polar Bears the other way, and I guess they're calling a foul for hugging. I don't know. I thought Washinitz was kind of shouldering into her, like intentionally going into her. So I'm like, well, what's Lowther supposed to do? Run away?
You know what that is?
What?
That's you're the defending state player of the year, and you're going to get that foul.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what that is.
That's fair. I understand that. I just was watching that. And I was just swallowing her. I was like I didn't quite understand because she just kept going into Lowther. And I'm like, well, what's Lowther supposed to do? Run away?
That's the only thing you can do on that.
Yep. As pass gets in to Childers will battle out, but
there got to be a foul.
And then,
oh my goodness! Come on,
another tie-in. I mean, I've never.
Let's show the replay.
I would just. How long is there? I mean, I don't know how it's written in the book. Maybe he definitely has a quicker jump ball than most refs I've seen.
Yes.
So and that is different. Now, I mean, is it written in a certain way in the rule book that like does it have to be so long, or is it just no. Is it literally like just as long as two people have any type of possession? Boom?
No, it could be boom. You could wait. I mean, there's a lot of things that could go into that call.
Yep.
However, normally,
back to RCB.
If I just touch the ball, I didn't just have possession.
Yep.
Right? So I need to also be fighting for possession, and I'm going to have to just say that these are sort of questionable. And we know a lot of the referees who have told us, thanked us for streaming because they get to go back in the
turnover here for
on
RCB.
The channel and actually watch their game. So we know that they're using it as a tool, and we're really happy about that.
Foul there on RCB is that will be on Sturm. And that's her second, as Emily Starn will go to the line and get a couple of shots for a couple more free throws to extend this Polar Bear lead and get into the 40-point mark. First one up and good. And that will give the Polar Bears 40. And the second one is up. Well, now it'll be up. And it was good as she makes both, as Starn showing some really good free throw shooting. I mean, the thing is that, what makes the Polar Bears so tough is, I mean, we talked about Mayer, and of course, Washinitz is just incredible. But they got some other players that Karatz finds a way to put that in. That was a tough shot.
Yes,
I mean, body going away the other direction and find a way to go over the shoulder. As Washinitz gets it through there, she'll pull up for the jumper off the back of the rim, but Mayer will go get it. And that will be a foul on Carly Karatz. That's her third. And also RCB now have 16 fouls. So
Mayer is such a mismatch out there.
Yep.
There's just nobody else. The Eagles just can't match up with her. Just her strength. And that's a credit because I'm pretty sure she's at Gorilla Strength of Fitness. That's why Wes Brown is here. Her strength underneath, coupled with her just pure size. She is an intimidating person.
They list her as 6 foot. But, I mean, I look at, Childers, who's 5'11". I look at, she just towers.
She dwarfs over.
Yep. And like I said, part of that is her height. But I think the other part is, you're right, all that gorilla strength. So, I mean, if there's one thing for any person out there learning, getting in that gym and doing those extra reps can be huge if you ever want to be a top-notch player.
Absolutely.
At wherever you're playing.
Get in the gym. You've got to get stronger.
Mm-hmm. As here comes Starnes with the ball with about 4:25 to go and a 15-point lead. As Polar Bears, give them credit. They're still pushing the ball even though they're up 15. Well, there's them. Now they're going to start slowing it down. The coach is telling them.
And again, I don't like the tactic. I hate it because what that's going to cause is that's going to cause fouls.
Yeah.
Bird's going to end up probably fouling here in a second, or they're going to call something. They're going to call a reach in or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not in favor. Just play the game.
Yep.
If you win by 30, you win by 30. Just play.
Well, the other thing is you got to remember you still have not great play by Washinitz to make it there. I mean, it's hard to stop that. Almost impossible.
No, without backside help there, you're just not going to stop that.
Well, and the one thing you got to say is that, as important as you want to win regular season games, every team here is going to be in the sectional. Those are the games that really matter. So, it's okay if maybe you do something in the regular season that, makes a game go a little bit different, because you say, okay, we learned from that, and then when the playoffs come, we know what to do in these situations, you know. It's a nice time to experiment, I guess you could say. Different lineups, different type of strategies. As here comes Carly, as that will be taken away by Mayer, and now they're going to call a tie up there.
No quick draw on that one.
Or say that was a little bit longer, but I think in that case that is a tie up, and RCB
that is a tie up. Yes.
Died down 17. They will get the ball back as they have the possession arrow.
I'll tell you, I watched West Virginia play. Who was it? Louisville in the NCAA tournament, right?
Yep. Yes.
WU had a lead. It was Gansey and
I remember that
Pittsnong on them. Yeah. Had a nice lead. Get into the second half. Did nothing that they were doing in the first half. Now credit Louisville. Louisville may have switched up a couple things, but I don't think they switched up that much.
Yeah.
I watched WU hold the basketball, and I said, "Why are you doing that? Just play the game."
Yeah.
And then WU ends up losing that game.
Yep. Nice free throw there by Childers, as she will make she is the leading scorer for RCB here, as the only double-figure scorer for the Eagles tonight. But, just goes for the second shot, and that will be rimmed out. As
tough
here
shooting
comes
night for her from the line.
Yep. Rashinitz will... And she'll take it the other way, and she almost will get that and one, but she'll get the foul. She's just so quick, too. That's going to be on
I'm actually a little shocked that a player, some of these players are still in the game, and they may be waiting for Coach Shields to make changes, which a lot of teams will do. But I'm a little shocked that you would leave the state player of the year in a game that's likely decided with 3 minutes left.
3 minutes ago, 17-point lead, He's talking to the ref there, so maybe if she makes this might be one of those where they call a quick timeout and then...
Nope.
No, I guess not. I thought maybe you'd do one of those substitution timeouts, but I guess they're not doing that. Sturm gets it over to Howe. Howe will take it the other way, go away from the double team, gets it over, and that is off of Howe, and that will be another turnover. But if nothing else, because I know that the Liberty plays a very aggressive style, and you got Elkins on Saturday, these two sectional teams who also plays a full court press, and not to nearly the ability of this team. So, this is going to be good practice for those because, whatever you can do against this team, you can do against them.
By the way, Mayer's down there knocking her own players around trying to get to that basketball. What a warrior on the boards.
As there is Lainey Beresford. I believe she's now got I've got her down for 9, so she's getting close to double figures. As Stern will take it in a 20-point game now as they pushed it out here, 48-28. As Shields will take a timeout. And we will take a full timeout. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. And we're back as Robert C. Byrd down 48-28 with 2:16 to go. So if you're Shields, what are you telling them at the timeout? What are you trying to work for? Because, like I said, mostly you probably concede that tonight's not going to go your way, but you got two sectional key sectional contests Thursday against Liberty and Saturday against Elkin. So what are you telling your team now for the rest of this game?
I think right now I'm telling them, hey, just move the ball around. We're going to do our best for the rest of this game. Don't do anything stupid. Do nothing dumb that's going to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Just play the game. We're going to play this out. We got 2 minutes left.
Oh, Washinit with the behind the back. Tried to get us on Sports Center. She's looking
Close.
for a top 10. Da-na-na, da-na-na.
She was trying there.
Yep, as she gets it to Lainey Beresford, but she is fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. First shot is up, and in and out, and no good. As
First miss of tonight for the Polar Bears from the line.
Yep. Second one is up and good, and she now is in double digits, and as the Polar Bears take a 21-point lead. And that will go through Karat's hands, and with 1:52 to go, it'll go back to the Polar Bears. And kicks it out there to Starn. Starn kicks it over to Beresford. Beresford gets it back out to Reagan. Reagan shoots the 3, can't make it. Goes to Howe. Howe looks, gets it over to Sturm. Sturm will take it over with about a minute and a half to go. And unfortunately, she will throw that ball out of bounds, and it will go back to the Polar Bears. As it looks
Finally.
like here comes Fairmont Senior. Looks like he's going to put in his subs, as he's got 4 ladies heading to the timekeepers area. As Beresford will shoot, no good. And it gives it to Karatz. Karatz gets it over to Lowther with about a minute to go. As Lowther will get it over to Howe. Howe, look around, gets it out to Sturm. Sturm looking with a minute to go, gets it over to Karatz. Karatz does this pump fake but can't get around Beresford. And that ball is off of as
You see Coach Shields just grab the basketball.
Yep.
He's like, enough of this. Get it out of bounds.
Yep. As we have 5 new players as a well-earned rest tonight for the starting Polar Bears, as they look like they're going to walk off with another victory.
I'll tell you what, they truly look like the #1 team in the state.
Yeah,
tonight,
I say.
I think.
How about this? I've had the privilege. Oh, great play though by Childers, and she'll get an and 1 to add more. But I mean, I've had the privilege to watch us play a lot of the best teams, and I have to say this is the best team I've seen this year.
Far and away.
Far
and away the best team.
I would say this. So that if you're RCB, there's no need to hang your head.
No.
Because you played hard, you stuck with it for a long time, but you took on the best team in the state, and and tonight just wasn't your night. But hey, the good thing is, like I said, we talked about the regular season. Every team makes the playoffs.
That's right.
So you're in the playoffs already. So, you learn from tonight, you move on. So with 48 seconds to go, as RCB will bring in the another mass substitution with 40 seconds to go.
Good to see the substitutes.
Get some playing time as
much needed.
As Ava Junkins gets the steal there.
Trying to go coast to coast here.
As the JV beat Cameron in the JV game earlier today, the Cameron Dragons.
That's a walk.
And that'll be a walk there with 21 seconds to go. In a decisive fashion, too. So good win for the JV team, getting some good experience. And like I said, we'd like to extend our thanks to the Cameron Dragons for making that trip down here to get some playing time for both teams.
I can't stress just how pivotal having a JV squad is. Then you get down, if you ever get to a point where you could have a freshman squad, and developing that. Those girls need to play. You have to play this game to get better at this game.
Yeah.
The more hours, the more minutes you can put into playing the game of basketball, just the better you're going to get. That's a walk. There's another one.
As that will, with about 10 seconds to go, as the Polar Bears.
She about did the Heisman pose on that one.
Yeah. We'll take with an 18-point lead, as it looks like Corey, are they going to do a substitution? He's taking a 30-second timeout. Or I think he's just doing a sub timeout. Yep. So he's doing a sub timeout.
I'll tell you what. They don't mess around at Fairmont Senior.
Say, he makes a point.
Turnover, you're sitting on the bench. It doesn't matter if you're a substitute.
I was surprised he didn't just pull her off and just with 4 players go, my team's on the floor.
My team's on the floor.
Little Hoosiers reference for those of you.
For those young kids who don't know what Hoosiers is, shame on you. Go watch the movie.
Yep.
It's a great movie.
Yep. As here comes Holly Hunsaker getting some playing time. She didn't as Junkins tries to shoot at the basket, but just at the buzzer, that will be the end of the game as the Polar Bears will move to 16-1 with a 49-31 victory, and RCB will fall to 11-7. 2 big road games coming up for RCB. Liberty on Thursday, who just got a big win over a top 10 East Fairmont team. So they're coming in with some momentum.
Good for them.
So they beat them last week. That was their last game. So
Harrison County.
So they've really shown something there. And then of course Elkins, who we did the game back when it was like 1 or 2 possession game, and so that was a tight game. And if RCB wants any chance of possibly being the 1 seed in the section, I think they probably need to win those 2 sectional games to try to hold on, because they do have that loss to Lincoln, but Lincoln also has lost to Liberty already. So if you win those, maybe you still have a shot, because you'd love to have the sectional run right here through the birdcage. So David, any last thoughts before we go off the air?
I'll tell you what, super impressive Fairmont Senior tonight. Absolutely impressive. They grabbed control of the game past that first quarter, never let go. They were full throttle. Very impressive team. Bird, you know what? You almost want to go in the locker room and say, hey, girls, we got other games to worry about.
Yep.
This game's over with. We're going to put it behind us.
Yes.
We're going to watch film on this. That's okay, but we're just going to move through most of this. We're going to work on the things that we need to work on, and we're going to get ready for our next opponent. Yeah,
I remember when I would have games against teams that almost just seemed like a different level than you, and you just took them on, and you did your best, and you have some positives to take out of the game. Like I said, Childers had a nice game tonight.
Yes.
And there were moments when you were able to get some good things. And like I said, you held them to 49, which is the first time all year Fairmont Senior has not hit 50 points.
Oh.
So we are the first team to hold them under 50. So we talk about our defense. I mean, a lot of times I've been seeing that a lot where you see, okay, who did they have the least amount of points scored against? RCB. So, great job on the defensive side. Just try to get some, just next time we play, we're just going to have to try to find some more offense in there somewhere.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that'll do it here at the Birdcage, as your final score is Fairmont Senior 49, Robert C. Byrd 31.